What is going on, you guys? It is Justin back here with another video, and Halloween Horror Nights opens up in a couple of days, and I figured we should do what we did last year and look at all the house, all the merchandise, and all of the food they're putting out this year. Me personally, I'm very excited for all the videos. I personally watched Kevin Heinebeck on YouTube for all the Halloween Horror Nights stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this. Alright, you guys, starting this off, we are going to be showing some of the merchandise. I'm not going to be showing all of it, I'm going to be showing some of it. So we have an orange Halloween Horror Night shirt. I kind of like the design this year. It's kind of like, I guess you could say a rock and roll kind of theme. You have an orange one. You also have a black version, and it's a different style, which this one is actually cooler than the one we just seen, at least to me personally. Next up, we have another style. As you can see, we have little Boo right there. We have a pumpkin. We have a skull. We have, damn, I always forget that. I think his name's Major Sweet's hat back there. So yeah, very, very cool design. As you can see, it's wrapped around an octopus tentacle. Next up, we have a Little Boo tumbler, which is actually really cool. You have a Little Boo smeller, and then I believe that's like some kind of hand cream. But yeah, very, very cool stuff. Now getting into the houses. Haunted house announcement. Slaughter Cinema 2. If you're dying for a B-movie horror marathon, head to the Cary Drive-In. Scream through scenes from Creature Features, Grindhouse Gore, Spaghetti Westerns, and more. So yeah, very, very cool. I think we had a Slaughter Cinema last year. So yeah, obviously very, very excited for this. Welcome to Goblin's Feast Tavern, and visit the Goblin Village, where a lavish feast is being prepared for goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches, and you're the main course. Haunted house announcement. Major Sweets Candy Factory. You've been invited to chaperone a field trip to a candy factory. The deadly, delicious treats turn the kids into sugar-fueled fiends. So yeah, very, very cool. This one seems very interesting. Says you're a parent going on a field trip with kids to a candy factory, and they turn into little fiends. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happened. The Museum Deadly Exhibit. You decide to visit the new Folklore Museum exhibit, The Rotting Stone, when evil escapes from within, destroying everything in its path. So very, very interesting. Like I said, all the houses this year are very cool. Monstrous, the monsters of Latin America. With La Muerte as your guide, you'll be begging for Piedad from these three terrifying legends. Excuse me if I butcher these names, because they look pretty hard to pronounce. Talahuipichi, La Lectuosa, and El Cibon. So yeah, I always like learning about, creepy stuff from other parts of the world. Like one of my favorite tales is The Curse of La Llorona, and it honestly freaks me out. I mean, just sitting there thinking about it, because that stuff could be real and we don't know. So yeah, obviously would never want to encounter her. So, continuing on. Triplets of Terror. You've been invited to the Barmy Triplets birthday bash, but beware. They celebrate by recreating their family's murders. Prepare for a gory gathering. That actually seems really cool. Like a murdering birthday party. What can get better than that, right? Make a sound and you won't last long. Monstrous creatures who can hear the slightest noise will hunt you down and silence you for good as the post-apocalyptic world comes to terrifying life. A Quiet Place, Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights. Very, very cool. I've only ever seen the first Quiet Place movie. I really want to see the second one, and I believe there's a third one now. And I really got to catch up on this series because it's really good, and I just haven't had the time to see them. So yeah. That also comes with the Quiet Place merch. There is a shirt and there is a mug that goes with it too. So very, very cool. Next up, a bone-chilling new specter has escaped from an ancient artifact. The Ghostbusters are the only ones who could save you from a second ice age. Obviously, they're having a house inspired by Ghostbusters, the Frozen Empire. Very cool. Me personally, I haven't seen it, but it'll be cool to see what happens. So yeah, right here it says, it's not the house that's haunted, you are. They are going to be having Insidious, The Further. So yeah, very, very interesting. Me personally, the lipstick demon never really scared me because, you know, they really haven't had him as a long time in the movies. And, you know, when he's in the movies, he's not a big threat. I mean, all he does is just sit there and sew and knit. So yeah, not really scary, but I think it would be cool if they would have done The Conjuring. I know they've done The Nun one year, but The Conjuring would be really awesome to see. Next up, come one, come all, to the Renaissance Fair. Brave the gloriously gory medieval torture devices till you're put out of your misery. So yeah, that's cool. Obviously medieval stuff can get really gory, so that is actually a really perfect idea for that. Next up, in the backwaters of Louisiana, you're about to be swamped by zombies born from the bodies of trespassers killed and dumped in a nearby bog. This is called the Swamp of the Undead. So yeah, that's very cool. Obviously we're getting into the scare zone type of stuff now. So yeah. Show announcement, Nightmare Fuel, Nocturnal Circus. Step right up to a dark circus, a new nightmare that carries its sinister curse. It's a thrilling spectacle of pyro and aerialists. So yeah, honestly, any circus themed thing they have there is honestly pretty scary. So this is going to be a cool one to see. Next up, Scare Zone announcement, Duality of Fear. As soon as you enter Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path. The visceral horror of sinister or the unearthly terror of surreal. So yeah, this might be like the dragon one they had last year, where obviously you get to choose your paths, go different ways, and it'll lead you to a different ending every time. So yeah, very, very interesting and very cool as well. Right here we have a Scare Zone announcement. It's called Demon Queens. It says, get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind, where 4 merciless queens loyal to the surreal rule. So that'll be interesting. Right here, Haunted House announcement, Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines. Get caught in an epic battle as Saskia Van Helsing and the Bride of Frankenstein go up against Dracula's daughter and her monstrous mavens. Now, this would be very interesting because if you guys don't know, the previous years they've had like the Mummy, the Wolfman versus Dracula, Frankenstein versus Dracula, you know, basically the Universal monsters versus other Universal monsters, and now they're continuing that with the wife of Dracula versus Saskia Van Helsing and the wife of Frankenstein. So yeah, very, very cool. Next up, I believe this was the final Scare Zone announcement they made. It says, enter the Blumhouse. Run a terrifying gauntlet of Blumhouse characters from The Grabber to Megan, dancing into your nightmares. This is a new kind of horror. So yeah, very cool. Obviously, we have The Grabber, we have Megan, we have the guy from Freaky Friday, and we have the guy from Happy Death Day. So that would be very cool, especially with The Grabber making a return, because, you know, some of the stuff The Grabber did in the Black Phone was very crazy, and especially having Megan dance toward you, that'd be kind of scary too. So yeah. Continuing on, we have some of their food choices they have. It says, feed your fear at select dining locations at Halloween Horror Nights, featuring food and drinks themed to this year's event. First off, we have this mini Stay Puft S'more. That looks absolutely hilarious. Like I said, I've got to see these new Ghostbusters movies because they have like baby Stay Puffs now. So that is hilarious. Next up, we have the Red Door, obviously inspired by Insidious, the Red Door. Next up, we have Dia de los Muertos Shake. So yeah, very cool. That actually looks awesome. I like the way the whipped cream is shaped. You have a flower on there, and that skull, I believe that's like a cookie or something. But yeah, very, very awesome. And then finally, we have the Bride's Cake, obviously inspired by the Bride of Frankenstein. So yeah, you guys, that was pretty much everything we had for Halloween Horror Nights this year. Obviously there might be more stuff put out later, and I'll review it if it does happen. But yeah, me personally, I'm not gonna be able to go because I'm all the way out in Ohio and I don't have the money to get to California or Florida, wherever it is. But yeah, let me know if you guys go. Let me know how it is, if it's good or not. And as always, you guys, stay groovy, stay safe, and keep people safe. Remember, God is good all the time. It has been Justin, and I'm out. Peace.